When it comes to paying for CE,
Right.
do you see a general consensus out there, or is it just that all over the map?
There's not a consensus, and this is one where we could probably talk for another hour about CE because most people don't know this, but there are federal and in some cases state wage and hour laws that govern what you have to pay for. Federally, if folks want to look this up, it's Federal Labor Code 785.27. The government has criteria that trigger when the employer has to pay wages for the time the person's in the course, potentially certain travel time, so an hourly rate for the time that someone is traveling to and from the course, and then also potentially expenses. Now, at the federal level, the employer is never required to pay the expenses, but unless it would lower the person below minimum wage for that particular pay period. A lot of offices have it backwards. A lot of offices will pay for the tuition, the cost of the course, supplies, and most offices do not pay for the wages or the travel time. And if you trigger one of the government's criteria and then you're sort of in the game, then it's actually the opposite. The government requires you to pay the hourly wages in the course, and they require you to pay the travel time. You don't have to pay for the expenses. If you're in a state like California or Washington, there are some unique state provisions that are a little bit different from that. That CE is absolutely important. We all need it. Employees need it. It makes them better at their jobs and so on. And we have a number of HR specialists that have worked in other industries, and they're always baffled when they come to work here and they go, why in the world are dentists not wanting to pay for everything related to CE? It's just this thing of, for some reason, back in the day, somebody decided, oh, I'll pay for the course and I won't pay for anything else. And I think it's also due a little bit to kind of this negative mindset of, well, what if I pay for this course and then what if they quit? And it's like, well, what if you don't pay for it and they don't take the course and then they stay? So I encourage people to have a more positive mindset about it. Obviously, you need to learn what the rules and laws are in your state. And then we just recommend setting a budget. Just say, okay, our annual budget for CE related everything is X. And then you can work within that, knowing what the compliance pieces are, what you're required to pay for as far as wages and so on, depending on the course, depending on how it's all coming into play. And then you just stay within that budget. And then it takes some of the emotion out of it of, oh my gosh, you're telling me I have to pay for this and I have to. It's like, just set a budget, learn the laws, and follow it.
Would you like to hear more? Follow the link for the full episode.